Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Jaden, aka Yasu. Today, I'm gonna do a little tutorial, tips and tricks video style about Aethermancer. So, this game recently just came out, and I am loving it. First thing I want to do is, I'm sure most of you guys are wondering, who are the best starters? So, when it comes to starters, I think all four of them are really good in their own way. So, for each starter, they have their own playstyles, and they're pretty um, direct when you start. So we have Charuf, Jotun, Nixie, and Minokawa. So Charufi or Charuf is your Earth Fire character with huge crit damage, purge, and burn. So if this is your first time playing, purge might be a word you don't understand. Everyone understands what crit damage is, I hope, and most people can understand what burn does. Purge is a unique type where when you purge an enemy's elements, that is basically their mana pool. So it's really good because you deal high damage, you burn the target, and you take away their mana. So this will be your main damage dealer starter. Jotun is going to be your water wind tank shield character with age. So the one thing that's probably confusing people here is what does age do? So, you know, age, you can hover over everything, by the way, in this. So age, because basically are these stacks that can trigger other effects. So that is the long short of it. And of course, here it says you become more powerful the longer the fight goes on, which is true. That's basically what age does. This character is another really strong pick, considering this is the one character where in the beta I used him and I immediately cleared the first and second boss on my first try. For truth, it was my most fun character, but it took me 3 tries to beat the second boss, the star spawn. Nixie was not in the beta, but I chose it for my main run that I have been doing on Twitch. My Twitch being Yasu Valkyrie, and I do plan to upload videos eventually on YouTube. So for Nixie, this one is your Earth Aether Poison. So the one word here you might not know is Aether. Aether is the type focuses on generating Aether. Aether is essentially your mana, and this is what's used to, you know, do out to dish out more spells. So this character was really interesting to me, and that's why I really wanted to use it for my main run. That you'll see later that I did go with this character, but heal poison is strong. So Minokawa, this character is gonna be your sidekick, dodge, and force character. Now, most people don't understand what dodge is, and sidekick, just like as it sounds like, when your ally attacks, it triggers you to attack. Dodge allows you to avoid taking damage from attacks. And then you got force, which buffs the explosive damage of your attacks. So this will be your really strong support character. So you will notice that every single character in this game has a signature trait. If you do not look at their signature traits, you're at a loss, because signature traits are the one thing that's consistent in this game. So for Charuf, the signature trait, whenever this monster applies one or more burn stacks to an enemy, breaks one poise on them. Now you must be wondering, what is poise? Poise is going to be where you break the enemy's shield. I thought it would show it here, but it does not show it, sadly. But poise is going to be the enemy's shield. When you break their shield, this allows you to use a memento, which is basically your Pokeball, to capture them for future runs. So, this character starts with a perk that grants 25% crit bonus. So, that is something to think about whenever you use this character, because it has high crit, burns, and purge. Now for Jotun, when we look at him, he has shield generator 2. So at the start of your turn, shield self for 2, which is really good for a tank, right? And rhyme win. Whenever damage is dealt to this monster, shield deals a combined wind water hit to an attacker with that much damage. That is really strong. So just build him full tank. Now, for Nixie, Aether 1 for its perk. At the start of your turn, generates 1 additional Aether. So that's really strong. That way you can use more of your spells. Same for your allies. And then Toxic Tides. Whenever this monster receives or applies a heal, applies poison to the enemy with the lowest amount of poison. It's really strong for just dealing, essentially, you're healing and doing damage to a character that has the max, with the lowest amount of poison, which is really strong to, get poison on everyone on the enemy team. Now, Minakawa, crit damage +2. Increases damage of each crit hit by 2. That is insanely strong, especially if you just build a full crit build, especially the fact that crit is really good with sidekick. So, its signature trait. The first hit of attack of this monster is a +1 damage for every 2 buffs on it and shield self for that amount. That is really strong considering this character has a dodge, a shield, a sidekick, and a force, making it easily another S tier character just like all the other starters. I want to highlight one of its actions here because tempering, as you can see down here, for 1 cost, it gives 3 buffs. Applies psychic, force, and dodge to self. It's immediately granting you this stack. So keep that in mind. Each character has something like that. Like for Nixie, this one you deal damage and then you heal all allies for 5, which also in turn poisons the enemy. This character, his first ability applies shield and redirect. Redirect makes it so a single target attack will attack this monster instead, which is huge for its passive, where you deal damage based off of the attacker dealing damage to your shield. Now, for Cherif, we have Grapple, which purges 1 enemy Aether. So you purge their Aether, and then he has this one that applies 2 burn. So every time you apply a burn, you break their poise. So no matter what, this fire attack move will always break a poise. So that is what you have to think about when it comes to your starters. Alright, so now that I have gone over the starters and what you should choose, now let's go into what to buy. So after choosing your starter and after you do 1 run, you'll spawn here at the Pilgrim's Rest. Pilgrim's Rest is going to have a couple characters that you can buy items from. You have the Knight, the Sir Tibrion. You have the Mayor, Gustav. And then down here, we have Lily. She is the one that helps you gain your starter characters for every run. Then we have the Envoy over here. And the Envoy is going to be the character that you want to put in the most money towards. So Alioth, he can buff your runs by giving you different things like Soul Start, giving you extra monster flasks, giving you this item, Death Save, which is insane. And Worthiness upgrade would be the upgrade I would recommend getting as fast as possible to get their worthiness of your characters. And worthiness is basically just XP, like in a roguelike sense, where the more you play, the stronger they are each time. Now Lily would be the second character I would recommend buying things from, because Lily is not expensive. And the cool thing about Lily is that her Soulbound allows you to purchase characters to start the run with. So all the characters I did not purchase are characters I cannot start a run with. I would have to obtain them through the gacha system of pulling characters later on. So you don't have to buy these characters to play them. So keep that in mind. So characters I would always recommend buying are characters that are really strong by default, like the bosses, and then the hidden characters like Cat Zerker and Warden. The Star Spawn, Dark Elder, and over here I have not unlocked the boss or the hidden character yet. When it comes to the characters that you want, to purchase, there's a whole bunch of characters that are in here, and I would purchase the characters that you really want to start the game with. I don't think there's any particular order. I feel like every character is strong in their own way. It's just based off of what you want to do. Um, the other character we're gonna go look at, I think should be your second priority if you've completed buying the characters you want to play as from Lily, is Sir Tibrion. Because what he does is he allows you to get shifted monsters. But shifted monsters are just stronger versions, or stronger in a different sense. They're shiny Pokemon, basically. They change their typing and they change their moves. So getting the shifted monsters is a really good thing to have early, and they're pretty sick, which I'll show you some of them in a bit. But he also unlocks the ability to find the hidden monsters, which are basically pretty OP characters. I've only caught one so far. Now Gustav, I would say buy these whenever you do have the chance. I don't really think too many are really like insane. However, I will say the Memento Start and the Merchant Discount and Merchant Inventory are great ones to get. Gold for me has never really been a problem, so buying gold starts are not bad. So now I'm going to show you what the shifted characters look like, because I do have some that I have as starters. So as you can see, I have beat the game twice already, so normal and heroic. So if I want to start a run in mythic, so these are all the characters I purchased from Lily that I can start the game with. Right here, you can see the Warden, he has arrows, but the Sphinx doesn't. So that is because I got the shifted version of the Warden. So you can see here, the Warden, I have at maxed out worthiness 5. And right now it says Earth, Wind, Pink, Weakness, Purge. And the moveset is Echo and Stone Punch. When I change it, you can see the typing changes, and its max HP goes down by 5. The reason for that is because now it's Earth Fire, and it loses the tank and becomes a power character, and its moves reflect that as well. I will say the shifted versions are really nice to have just because they look really cool. This was one of my favorite shifted characters, and this is why I bought Amit, because I don't even like using Amit as its normal form, because I'm not a big fan of summon. But when it becomes a tank critical regeneration character with a cleansing ability, now that is what I really like to see, because being a tank crit and regen, it's basically a solo type of character, and I really like it. So I'm trying to start more runs with it now. So yeah, as you can see, I bought a hidden character, a starter, a hidden character, the bosses, a really good support, really good tank. I really wanted to buy this character because I just love the design. The Grimmery is also really strong. Ooze is a great tank to start with, and Nixie was my starter. So you don't have to buy every single character that you see in Lily's shop. So just keep that in mind. All right. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you guys as fast as possible. I do have video footage of my gameplays when I won the first and second time. If that's something interesting to you guys, I'm more than happy to show the video. I figured I'd give out a nice tips and tricks video on the starters and all the characters that are in the game. So thank you so much for your time. Please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And peace.